Thought Reflection 0420-26. You are a reality engine. What if humans are reality engines? Not in the sense that we are creating reality out of nothing, but that we are a point where reality is processed, shaped, and experienced. Everything we take in, perception, identity, intention, all of that acts as input into that engine. And what comes out is the version of reality we actually live in. So even though we all share the same physical space, we are not really experiencing the same reality. Each of us is generating a slightly different rendering of it, based on how our internal system is operating. As I kept exploring that idea, it started to feel like reality itself is not just one flat thing. It is structured, almost like it exists across different levels. There is the surface level that we all agree is real, but beneath that are deeper layers, patterns, identity, interpretation, and maybe even something more fundamental. I started thinking in terms of a primordial layer, something like a field of awareness that everything comes from, and then something like an ether that acts as the medium, or glue, that holds everything together and allows reality to take form. And somewhere within all of that is the individual, the reality engine itself, a point in the overall process where those layers are translated into actual experience. From there, another realization started to take shape. Maybe the issue is not reality at all. Maybe the issue is that we are not seeing it clearly. Maybe we are all moving through some kind of distortion, not literally, but in the sense that our perception is layered with noise. Beliefs, habits, emotional reactions, identity loops, all of that gets fed into the engine and affects the output. So what we call reality might actually just be what that distortion produces. And if that is true, then the process is not about creating something new. It is about removing distortion. As that distortion clears, the engine produces a cleaner output, and perception starts to shift from interpretation into something closer to direct awareness. The tricky part is that most people do not realize they are operating in distortion. It feels normal, so it does not get questioned. That means people can move in either direction, toward more distortion or toward more clarity, without even knowing which way they are going. And maybe that is part of the process of development itself. Everyone is on a path, but not everyone recognizes it as a path. Some are moving unconsciously, reinforcing patterns they do not see, while others begin to observe how they are moving and start to shift direction intentionally. And maybe not everyone is meant to move in the same direction at the same time. There could be a kind of balance to it, where both clarity and distortion exist as part of a larger system. At a certain point, it also stops feeling like this is just about individuals. Maybe it scales. Maybe the same structure exists at multiple levels: humanity, Earth, the larger system as a whole. Like fractals within fractals. From our perspective, it is easy to feel like we are the center, but if you zoom out, we might actually be the micro, not the macro. Each of us could be a localized expression of something much larger, and at every level, there is some kind of evolution happening, not just at the level we are aware of. But no matter how far out you zoom, everything still comes back to the individual. That is the only place where anything actually changes. The engine is always running, but most of the time it runs unconsciously, repeating the same patterns. The shift happens when awareness enters the system. When you start to see how you are moving through reality, how you interpret, how you react, how you reinforce patterns, you introduce choice. And by making different choices, by moving through reality intentionally instead of unconsciously, you begin to change the patterns the engine produces. And as those patterns change, the reality you experience changes with them. So in the end, all of these ideas, the layers, the field, the ether, the fractal structure, they are not really about proving something or solving reality as a whole. They are tools for understanding how the engine works, because no matter how complex the system is, the point of interaction is always local. It is you, as a point within a much larger process. You are where movement happens. You are where distortion can be reinforced or reduced. You are where alignment can actually take place. As the output becomes clearer, reality itself, at least the version you experience, starts to make more sense.